What's going on, guys? My name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel. It's time once again for another episode of the Dragon Empires, a 5-minute tour. Today, Mr. Lowcrow P would like us to cover the region of Kwanlai. If you guys have any requests, remember, in the comments they go. Today, this episode of the Dragon Empires, a 5-minute tour, was brought to you in part by Dragon9 Hide. Thanks for your support, my friend. Now, let's hit it. So Kwanlai is a little less of a one-to-one region in planet Earth, so much as it, like a lot of places we've seen, is the home of one of the core races of the Dragon Empires. Kwanlai is home of the Tengu. Follow this card right up here if you want to learn more about that race. The Tengu were long oppressed by the might of Imperial Lung Hua, suffering centuries of discrimination outside of their homeland, being classified basically as a race of cowards and thieves. Largely bottled in an undeveloped corner of the empire and suffocated by taxes, most Tengus grew up in the squalor of the nation's few ports and trade cities along its borders, packed into wooden paper tenements, basically predetermined to become the stereotype they suffered under. 105 years ago, that changed. During the Feather and Starlight Rebellion, which is when an army of rogues and priests of Hafeng, yeah, of course all the Tengus would be rogues, because their stats just hand it to them, as well as Desna, of course, captured and forced the abdication of Lord Sam Hua in the final days of Lung Hua's rule. Of course, had the Empire not died horribly later that same year, Kwanlai probably would have suffered greatly for the uprising. At the moment, Kwanlai remains a true nation on paper only. Its society is fractured along the multiple fault lines of historical clan blood allegiances, religion, and fear of the return to outside rule. Since the fall of Lung Hua, the nation has seen no fewer than 3 clan wars, and in the face of all this, the perpetual threat of foreign domination always keeps them united, even in a loose fashion. With the rise in power of Lady Suturai Gangan, the half-celestial cleric of Desna, Kwanlai seems poised to make the transition from region to nation. However, the greatest uniting force in Kwanlai is the nation of Wansho. Having faced 2 major invasions from the swampland in the past century, the only thing resembling an organized standing army in Kwanlai watches its northern border. A series of defenses prevents easy transit for Wansho's waterlogged forces, but it's only a matter of time before the Tengus face a significant invasion from the north once again. Okay, so basically this is a nation of rogues. This is kind of like the shackles in the Inner Sea. Follow this card right up here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll get you caught up. Except there's a huge elephant in the room theme in Kwanlai, that of course being racism. The Tengu are treated as second-class citizens in a lot of places, and truly are looked down upon as thieves. Adventuring in Kwanlai almost certainly means that's going to come up if you're not playing Tengu. Now, does it have to? Not necessarily. If that's not a theme you want in your games, then don't use it. But it definitely writes its own adventure hooks, because there's not a lot of places where races that aren't like orcs and things are looked down on quite as hard as Tengu are in the Dragon Empires. So if I were to adventure here or take a party through here, I think I'd have to bring it up for sure. How? Not entirely sure. I could definitely see something along the lines of foreign imperial powers maybe setting their sights on Kwanlai, and we have to go defend Kwanlai from these invaders, but Kwanlai doesn't trust us because we aren't Tengu. But that's just one drop in the bucket. What do you guys think about Kwanlai? Have you adventured here? Have you played a Tengu before? And how do we feel about themes that, frankly, on planet Earth can be really divisive in our Pathfinder games? Let me know about it in the comments. Again, we'll keep that conversation rolling. But thank you guys so much for watching. That's all the time we have today. Next week, we're talking about Goka. See you then.